Okay, today we're going to be working on some financial ratio analysis calculations. We are going to start out with problem SE9 on page 619 in our textbook, chapter 13. And we're going to first look at our profit margin. And when we look at our profit margin ratio for the problem, we're going to be using the information from SE6 and SE7 in our textbook for the numbers to compute our profit margin, asset turnover, return on assets for both 2011 and 2012 for our company. Okay, when we think about the profit margin, we're looking at a measure of net income, the amount of net income we've produced for each dollar of sales. And we always start out with writing our formula, and we're going to look at net income divided by net sales. And using the data from our textbook on page 618 and 619, we can see that our net profit or net income was $28,000 and our net sales was $360,000. And when we divide that out, multiply by 100, it gives us a 7.8% net profit margin for 2012. And when we look at 2011, we have $28,000 divided by $290,000 in net sales, which gives us a profit margin of 9.7%. So clearly we can see that their profit margin went down from 2011 to 2012. Next, let's look at our asset turnover ratio. And in looking at that ratio, we know that we're going to be looking at our net sales over our average total assets. Pardon me. And again, our net sales for 2012 were $360,000. And to get the average, we're going to take the beginning plus the ending assets, $308,000 plus $240,000 divided by 2. That's going to give us the $360,000 over $274,000, and that will give us an asset turnover ratio of 1.3 times for 2012. Looking at the numbers for 2011, we see that $290,000 were our net sales, and our average total assets were $240,000 plus $200,000 divided by 2. And we get 290 over average total assets of 220,000, which gives us an asset turnover of 1.3 times again. And again, we're looking at this asset turnover ratio, and it measures how efficiently our assets are being used to produce sales. Okay, next we're going to look at our return on assets for this company. And again, start out with our formula, net income over average total assets. And we can use that same denominator in each of these, okay, because we already calculated the average total assets in the previous problem. So we're going to look at our net income of $28,000 and divide it by the 274, and we get a return on assets of 10.2%, which is pretty good. And again, our numerator is going to be the net income over the average total assets, and this will give us a 12.7% return on assets. So If we're looking at 2011 to 2012, we can see that in trying to analyze the profitability of this company overall from 2011 to 2012, their profitability went down. Their profit margin declined. In addition, their return on assets got a little bit weaker, and at best, the asset turnover stayed the same. So overall, this is not necessarily a positive outlook for this company from 2011 to 2012. Not showing favorable or positive trends in profitability. Okay, and that's our profit ratio calculations for our company. And next we'll look at some other financial ratios.